Oh, really?
Ben scared me off.
Man. Okay, so for people who obviously don't know, Ben is this huge
Bear of a man.
Singaporean dude. He's like, is he 6 foot? He's probably 6 foot.
He's probably 6 foot.
And
He was taller than me.
and he's built like a linebacker. And he's a really nice guy, but he's just intimidating.
Well, no. It wasn't that he was. It was because he was way too enthusiastic. You know, all of you being in an anime club know that kind of guy where he's like, "You are interested in the same things as me? Come here. I want to show you this." I was like.
Also, he's like huge, right? And so you're like,
and he will talk in the loudest voice possible
Right,
about
he has-
things that would just be absolutely strange to listen to. Where it's like, I don't want to be standing next to you. It is the closest thing I have ever felt in my life to shame.
let me show you my Pokemans, you know?
Well, but the equivalent was like, but yeah, I love this girl game with this dating sim. He would be out on the quad shouting at the top of his lungs about a dating game, and I'm like,
We're all there.
I got.
A lot of the games are really messed up too. Like he'll be trying to explain why it's okay to hit on both the mom and the daughter.
I'm over this way. So actually, my first year, I hung out with this really nerdy frat that played EverQuest all the time. But that's another story. I came in. I spent a lot of the time in the arcade, and I'm like, okay, fine. It's a new year. Maybe that guy's gone. I'll go over and I'll apply for this membership. And I went over there. I'm like, hey, I know you. And you. I played with Street Fighter against you all the. What the hell? I know all of you. And
welcome.
So so Danny did my officer interview, and he's like, hey, you're in. I'm like, that's my interview? What? I know you. You do pretty well in AVP too. I'm like, all right, I guess that's it. Okay then. And then we play Magical Drop, I think. And then that was the beginning of another 4 years with the club. All right, sure, why not?
I remember that was my freshman year, and when Dom actually came to the club, his email on our mailing list was dom@megatokyo.com, and I said, this was when Megatokyo was what, like 2 years old at this point? Maybe
Yeah, it was really young, and
I was like,
it was when
can't be the
webcomics
same guy.
really took
This
off
guy
and people
just-
realized it was big.
We for some reason someone included that email address. It's not the right guy. And so I actually found out, yeah, it's the same guy, whatever. Eventually, big deal.
Famous on
but
the
then Chris here. Chris is a member, and for a long time, Dom didn't want to be, known as Dom, so we used a different name for him.
Win Kim.
That he wrote under that name, and everyone just said, "Oh, that's Win." And so Chris is sitting there one day. I'm helping to set up the meeting, and he turns to me and says, "Hey, is Dom from Megatokyo in this club?" And I said, "No." I walked away. I go up to Dom and say, "That guy's asking about you."
And then it turned into, is Super Unker in this club? The guy with the football music video?
That's really old.
I know.
But for a while, it's a big thing.
Any other questions?
Any other questions
I
about
don't even know
what's
what
going on?
time it is.
We got 15 minutes.
So, why are you in Megatokyo?
Why? Because I was on an RC channel that was that fan sub thing. And one day, Rodney, who turned into Largo, who turned into the guy who got kicked out, well, not really kicked out. That's a long story, and I'm not telling it here. He said, I've got this great idea. See this penny arcade thing? We can totally do that and make $1 million. And so he brought in the guy who did the art for the fan subs t-shirts and for the KOR mailing list. If you find that old
really?
stuff. Yeah.
Oh,
He did the t-shirt for the KOR mailing list.
Okay.
He's like, you can draw? And he's like, yeah. Here, have these scripts. Oh, this Dom guy, he's an English major. He's anal about spelling. Let's have him help. Oh, I've got this great idea. Let's put him in as a character. I was like, excuse me? And we'll put in his high school friend, Ed. Okay. And that's how I'm in Megatokyo.
So you don't actually know these people?
Oh, I knew them from IRC. And then I met them. Yeah. But it happened in that order. But yeah, I went into the anime club after that. I'm like, you won't be creepy about this, right? Because I've started getting really creepy email about these things. I'm like, no. Oh, thank God. They were just creepy in other ways. And then I turned into the creepy guy, tormenting Judy all the time. Those were fun days.
I can freak that Judy in 4 seconds.
I can freak that Judy in 3 seconds. I can freak that Judy in 2 seconds.
That Judy.
Hey Judy! Ah! Oh, she was so uptight.
Judy was a former president.
Yep.
Yep.
And it was my job to.
She's in Japan now, right?
Yes.
Yeah, she's still in Japan.
She's still in Japan. Eric's still in Japan. Eileen's in
She
Japan.
was very infamous for being very overly obsessed with Hardcopy Sakura.
Yes.
Judy? Yeah, that's right.
Judy
In fact,
insisted.
you may be able to find this Konshu. But
Yeah.
she just made, I think it was an 8-page Konshu.
That's
just
all pictures of Hardcopy Sakura.
Hardcopy Sakura. All that was in it.
Yep.
No words, no
No
nothing.
words, no, just pictures. I saw that one. That was pretty insane.
That. I don't remember that one.
Yeah,
I don't remember that one.
As
What?
imaging head, I
I think
dug
it
it
was
up.
for the movie or something like that.
Oh, God.
It was just like,
That's creepy.
Yeah.
I'm glad I spent my college days messing with her head. Whenever I go to Japan, she tries to find where I'm going to be and tries to give herself like a 2-mile cushion. It's amazing. She's still frightened of me. I don't know why I'm so glad about saying this out loud.
Judy was one of those people that was amusing to
Mess with. That's true.
Yeah, she was very hyper and
I would just stand behind her and not say anything, and she would turn around and do this gigantic cartoonish bug-eyed take and back off like 5 steps, sometimes into a wall. It was the most amazing thing. I don't think there's anybody who's that easy to make fun of in this club.
Egan.
Egan. Yeah.
By the
Egan
way,
and Eileen.
Egan and Eileen, Egan and me actually.
That I will say about the Shoujo Club is that Egan was, yes, he was a part of it, but he was more of the crasher of the
No, he
party.
crashed it.
Yeah, he crashed it because all the girls hated these guys.
Oh, that's true.
And there's various reasons for it, which is kind of personal, and
Yeah.
I'd rather not get into that.
Let's not.
It got really ugly at certain points. And there are certain women who are part of that club who despise him because of it. Anyways, yeah. What was I going?
Yeah, that just showed up.
Whoa.
Anyways, so yeah, what was I?
Shoujo Club.
No,
Right?
no,
No,
no, no.
no.
Before that.
Judy?
Judy?
Yeah.
You were saying there was
Messing
nobody
with
else
me?
that you could mess with more.
So there was Egan.
Yeah.
Yeah, I can't remember anymore.
Okay, that's fine.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Oh, there used to be entire
Eileen.
there used to be entire Monday nights where Eric and I tried to throw Karen into a wall because she wouldn't get off of our arms. I think I actually did hit her in the head a couple times. I'm sorry for that, by the way. 10 years later, I'm sorry.
Yeah, back to what I was saying about Egan was, Egan is kind of terrified of women, of girls. Except he was like kind of desperately lonely, so he'd always try to get together with people. And he's like this creepy old he's like much older than most of us. I don't know how old he is now, but he's kind of balding and.
I think he might be late 30s.
Yeah, he's probably late 30s now.
Yeah.
Okay.
Anyways, so he would be hanging around college students, and I remember at one point he would, he'd be hanging out with one girl named Gina, and Gina at the time was 18, and he was probably like double her age at that point.
Well, no.
Maybe less than that. But anyways,
Significantly
but
older.
For some reason, especially this girl named Eileen, who's very infamous. Her name is, she changed her name to Kaki for some reason.
No, Kaki's her Chinese name.
Chinese name.
Alright.
Chinese name for Anyway.
So she had a way of getting under her skin, and especially since he would constantly ask her for a ride to the showing, and he lived in San Jose. So they spent a lot of time in the car, and so she found ways to get under her skin, and so she would, whenever she said his name, he would freak out, and there's an infamous one where he just freaked out and ran into a wall.
Yes. Yes.
And
He ran into a glass door trying to get away from her.
That was awesome.